Hey guys, Willie Myette, creator of Jazzedge. I want to welcome you to lesson 28 from Jazz Piano Daily. Today, we're going to be talking about an incredibly simple jazz piano 2-5-1 lick. This is lick number 3. So hang with me until the end of the video and I'll show you how to grab the sheet music and all of the resources. All right, so let's jump in here. First of all, what we're doing here is we're starting with these 3-note chord voicings. So as we talked about before at the very beginning lessons of Jazz Piano Daily, like 1, 2, and 3, and then also like 13, 14, 15, we were talking about those rootless chord voicings, the 4-note voicing here. Well, what we're doing here is we're taking out some of the notes of the 4-note voicing and just making them a 3-note voicing. Now, why make it a 3-note voicing? Well, a couple of reasons. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to get to those 3-note voicings, but the other reason is it also opens up the sound a little bit because now you're not having 4 notes that could possibly conflict with the right hand. So it gives you a little bit of a more open sound. There are different times in which you might want to use 3-note voicings, 2-note voicings, 4-note voicings. So this is just another example of some different voicings for you. So here on the D minor 7, we're just leaving out that 5th. We've already talked about how we could leave out the 5th. It doesn't really add much anything anyway. When we go to the G7, we're just bringing that 7th of the D down to the 3rd of the G7. So there's my G7 chord. So it's the 7th, the 3rd, and the 13th. And when I move to the C, I could do this and move them all down like this. This is the 3rd, the 7th, and the 9th. Or I could create a chordal voicing like I have right here, right? And this voicing is built all in fourths. And that's my 9th, my 6th, and my 3rd, my 6th, and my 9th. Okay, so why do I call that 6 rather than 13? It's because it's a major chord. It's really not replacing the 7th. It's adding in. All right, so actually, I take that back. In this case, I am replacing the 7th. That's why I'm calling it the 6th chord, right? But typically on majors, we don't call this a 13. We refer to it as 6 because the 6th and the 7th can coexist at the same time. This is really not considered a tension. It's really considered a chord tone. You might say, oh, wait a second, well, why does that say C major 7th if that's a 6th in there and there's no 7th in there? Just because it says C major 7th doesn't mean that we always have to add that 7th in there. As jazz musicians, we can kind of play around with that. All right, so anyway, let's get into the lick itself. Let me play it for you again, and then we'll break it down. Now, the coolest part of this lick is this section right here, which we're going to spend some time on. All right, first of all, starting from the beginning, you'll see that this is basically my D minor 7th rootless chord voicing, right? You can see I'm just outlining those notes, the 9, the 7, the 5, and the 3, right? And I'm just coming right on down. 5, 3, 2, 1, okay? Little bit close here. Don't worry though, you're not going to hit. Okay? Now, in the red box here, okay, this is a approach, right? This is a double chromatic from below, double chromatic from above. Now, when I say an approach, what is it that I'm trying to approach? I'm trying to approach that note right there, that G. Okay, that is my target. So what I do is I go down and I play a double chromatic, right? So 2 chromatic notes that would lead me up to G. Now I don't go to the G yet. Instead, now I jump up a whole step and I do 2 chromatic notes above the G. Then I resolve down to that G. So I get, and this is really kind of the secret sauce in jazz, right? That chromaticism, and this is how you get that chromaticism, by literally using chromatic notes. Then I go to the G7, and all of this, guess what? This is all, I'm literally just like going right up my G Mixolydian scale. 1, 2, 3, cross underneath, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I resolve to the 3rd of the C. Okay, so you can see how it just works perfectly, coming up the scale and then resolving down to the E of the C major chord. So let's go through it nice and slow. 2, 3, 4. Let's throw on the iReal Pro track here. And I'll slow this down a little bit for you. I'll put it down to 80. And again, I'm using iReal Pro here. And if you want these files, just hang to the end. try just playing the right hand along with me, even if you just get like the first measure or the first part. Here we go. Ba, dee, ba. Then you can do the left hand, and then try playing your hands together. Here we go. I can add some comping rhythm if you know what that is. If not, don't worry. We're going to be getting into comping and some more rhythms in the next couple of days. One more time. All right, great. So now, for those of you that are interested in, hey, I want to transpose this lick, don't worry. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to transpose licks. All right, so if you're interested in transposition, check out tomorrow's Jazz Piano Daily lesson, and we will get into all of that. All right, so now, if you are interested in grabbing the sheet music, just go back to jazzpianodaily.com. You could also just follow that card that just popped up in YouTube in the top right-hand side of the video. And I want to ask you, if you enjoy these lessons, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comments. That lets me know that I'm on the right track and that I'm giving you valuable information. Now, the other thing, too, that I want to let you know is that the comments that you write help lead where I go in these lessons. All right, some students were asking about transposition. Well, guess what? I'm going to be transposing licks tomorrow. So if you have ideas or suggestions or something that you would like me to cover, please leave it in the comment section below. I read all of the comments. All right, so anyway, that's it. Thank you guys very much for joining me today, and I'll see you in tomorrow's lesson.